Welcome to today's video. Here we have a database of a few students in different location obtained a certain marks in a particular subject. The thing to observe is that there are multiple instances of the same name in the database, although the location is different. Like from here, if we filter the name James, we will get that there are 4 James, one each from New York, New Jersey, Chicago and Washington, and obtained different marks. Our requirement is we will type the part of the name in this text box, and when we click, only the names containing those letters will appear in the drop down list. From here we will select the name of the student, go to the city drop down, and only those cities corresponding to the name that we have just entered will appear in this drop down list, and when we click on the city of the student, their obtained marks will appear in the marks field. So let us see step by step how to make this kind of a data searching feature in Excel. So we will first create the environment. That is super easy. Now the next thing is we need to connect the drop down lists with the data set that are actually required. The names of the students contain repeating values, like there are 4 James, also multiple number of David, Stephen and so on. We will want that when we click on the drop down list of the name of the students, only the unique names will appear on that. First we will use the search function, SEARCH, search function, bracket opens. What we will search is the text that we will type, the part of the names of the students. So we'll select the cell G4 because here we will type, we'll give a comma and then select the array of the names from where text we will search. Let us close the bracket and hit enter. Since there is no text in this text box yet, so Excel is searching for no text in these names and it is returning 1 for each of them. You can see that a 1 is returned for each of the names that it has searched in this array. Just to check, type J and hit enter. And you can see that there are multiple errors in the output instead of 1 in this array which we have created with search formula. Why? If you see the first name, it is James. It has found the letter J in the name James, so it has returned 1. For the second case, it is Mikhail. There is no J in that name, so it has returned an error, and so on. In William, there is no J, but if we type W here and hit enter, then you can see that the first 2 names has returned an error while William has returned in 1 because there is a W in the name William. Here is a 7 also. Why 7? In the name Matthew, the letter W appears at the serial number 7 from beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why it has returned a 7 in this case. The next thing, we need to check whether the return value is a number. If it returns a number, then only we can be sure that the searched text is existing within the name. So we will put an ISNUMBER function outside the search function and hit enter. And you can see that it, instead of an error, it is now clearly defining whether it is a number or not. That means whether this search text is within that name or not. Next thing is we will filter out the names that are containing that search text. We will provide one filter function outside the ISNUMBER. We will select the names array, give one comma, we will close the bracket outside and hit enter. And you can see that From this list, now Excel has filtered out only 3 names that are containing the letter W. But if the letter is J, there are a lot of names that contains J, and out of them many are non-unique, that is repetitive. For example, James, 1, 2, 3, 4 James are there. But we need, when we will click on this drop down, only unique names will appear in the drop down. So we need to place one unique function outside the filter. Just type unique, open the bracket, and at the end give the closing bracket and hit enter. Now you can see that only the unique names with J are in that list. We will do one more thing, that is to sort them alphabetically. We'll give one sort function outside the unique. We will close the bracket. Now you can see that these names are sorted alphabetically. If there is a different text, we can test with that also. Yes, Alexander, A, B, Brad, C, D, J. It is sorted alphabetically now. But suppose we are giving here a text that is not in any of the names, suppose UX, it will show an error. To stop it from showing an error, we will give an error handling function, that is IFERROR outside, and at the end we'll put one comma and give a blank and close the bracket so that there is no error displayed. Now if we type anything that is not matching any of the names, it will show no value instead of showing an error. Now the next thing is we need to create a drop down list with this data. So while clicking on this cell, we will go to data, click on data validation, and from here we will select a list, and the source will be this cell where the formula is typed. Since it is an array, we will provide one hash here to select the entire spell. Click on OK, and now this drop down sign is appeared here. When we will click on that, we will get the unique list of the names from our database. But there are some more things that we need to do. Now if you type A here and expect that if you click on the drop down sign and we'll see only the names with the letter A in them, then you are wrong, because if you click here, Excel will show you an error message that this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell, and you have to cancel or retry it. To get your desired output, go to the data validation once again, go to error alert and uncheck this box, show error alert after invalid data is entered, and click on OK. Now if you type A and click on the drop down list, you will get only those names that contains the letter A in them. Type JA, you will get only those names that contains the letter JA in them. Our next requirement is, in the city field, we will get only those cities that are matching with the names in our dataset. So for that, you need to use one filter function. Filter the location column, put one comma, and your criteria is the name field that matches with the name of the student that has already been entered. Close the bracket and hit enter. These 4 cities are matching the name James from this database because there are 4 James and each of them are hailing from a different city. So simply we can go to the city name field, click on data validation, go to settings, click on the allow options, select list, and from here you can select the cell where the formula is entered, and since it is an array formula, you need to place one hash after the cell reference and hit enter. Click on OK, and now you can get the name of the cities to select from this drop down. And our requirement is, when we click on the city name, we will get the marks obtained by this student in this field. So for that, we need the index match combination. We'll type index marks column put one comma, type match function 1, which is the lookup value, comma. We have two criteria. So first we will check if the name column is equals to the text that is entered here. Close the bracket, provide one asterisk symbol, and give the second criteria, which is the location array should be equal to the city name. Close the bracket, put 10, which is a parameter for the exact match that we require. Close the bracket and close the bracket of the index function. Hit enter and you will get the desired output here, that is the marks obtained by James hailing from Chicago. If you change the city name here, you will get the marks obtained by James from New Jersey, and so on. The only balanced thing is you need to do some error handling. First is, when the name of the student is deleted, these two fields should be blank. For that, provide one IFERROR function here, and at the last there should be a blank, and hit enter. And here also we should provide one IFERROR function, and at the end there should be a blank given by the two double inverted commas that we have provided. Hit enter. Let us test our search feature once again. Let us type part of the name, and we get only the name that contains these texts that we have entered. Let us select the name of the student and go to the city name, and here only the city with the name Patrick is available, is shown in the drop down. You can select this and you will get the marks obtained by Patrick from New York. In this one video you have learned data validation, searchable dropdowns, dependent dropdowns, and the functions like index match, unique, short, filter, ISNUMBER, and IFERROR. If you have liked this video, please share it with someone who also may like it, and please subscribe to our channel if you have not done it already. Thanks for watching. We will catch up in the next video.